should I do a little what's in my bag?
Sure, Alex.
Hi
Take it
guys, happy
away.
Monday. Sorry,
This episode's about what's in Alex's bag.
Yeah, this is my
Bag.
little like cosmetic bag that I keep in my big tote, and it just has all of my daily like cosmetic things.
Yeah,
what
like
you
a chapstick, and
yeah.
like probably a little hand lotion, and just
I
like
do.
on the go shit.
I do. My hand sanitizer, a couple hair ties, a couple hair clips, scrunchies, glosses. I think I'm gonna go for my lip smackers today.
It's a good one. I got her this for Xmas.
You know what? Should I go glittery or is that kind of crazy?
Yeah, go glittery.
Okay, shimmer. This is the
cotton candy, right?
liquid lip smacker shimmer sponge sugar.
Sponge sugar, like a sponge cake, maybe.
No, spun sugar is cotton candy. That's how you make cotton candy.
Spun. Ham.
Spun.
Ham. Why'd you pucker your lips like that?
So I get all the surface area. You don't do that?
No, I do this. I go like wide. I like stretch my lips.
Oh, I like. Yeah. I get
If
it
you're
all.
on audio, that's like what her face looks like.
All front and forward.
Yeah, I go. Like I like stretch them out. Yeah.
Ooh, this is nice. This
Alex
is nice,
and I-
Kristen. It's pretty.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. It's like not very glittery to be completely honest. But these lip smackers are so good. I got like a big 12 pack and I took half of them and then gifted the other half. Anyway, Alex and I were just talking about how so last night we went out to a magic show and we looked so fucking good. To the nines. Beautiful girls. And I feel so ugly right now. And how do I feel
hate that you're
so
using
ugly?
That word.
I don't feel like a cute girl right now.
I was saying like what Kristen's describing, we almost feel like two different people.
Completely different people. That was only 16 hours ago.
If that.
And I look like this?
Yeah. I just think
disgrace.
I think it has a lot to do with feeling clean.
Yeah,
showered.
I do not feel clean right now.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Where you are in your menstrual cycle has a lot to do with it for me.
I think I just finished ovulating, if you care.
So maybe you're just in...
I'm in the ugly phase.
Yeah, sure. I don't think you're ugly though, Kristen.
I'm in luteal phase, and luteal is when people feel ugly.
Okay. That's like... there's a lot of reasons.
I just don't feel cute. I did just come from a workout, and I didn't shower, and we're podcasting right now, so like you're right about the cleanliness.
Yeah.
But even like the beanie and the braids right now and like a big tee, this is a step up from what I just had. I'm actually still wearing it. I just put the shirt over it. I had a little tank top and my workout leggings, and I just it just didn't look good. So this is what you're getting today.
I know what you mean. I don't think you gues care or notice.
I don't think you guys care.
I don't know, but sometimes
you probably notice though.
On sometimes
sometimes
and some days. Sometimes when we record and I don't get ready,
yeah,
I think like, oh, they're probably all sitting there thinking, yeah, they're probably all sitting there thinking, oh, Alex is ugly today.
Probably.
This is Alex's ugly
They're
day.
probably like, wow, these girls are hideous today.
They don't care what they look like.
They're ugly and they're proud.
I wish we didn't think that about ourselves.
We do stay on the same vibe.
Your
though.
glasses are super crooked.
Are they? Yeah. They feel so normal. Oh yeah, they are. We don't typically have one of us ready and for the pod and the other one not. Like we're usually stay on the same vibe. You have makeup on though, but like you have natural makeup.
Yeah. I didn't go crazy.
I have my glasses on though, so it counts as makeup because it covers my face.
You know what's crazy? I feel even more undone with my glasses on.
I do too. Yeah. I feel undone, but I'm hiding my eyes because I don't have makeup on. And I just know I have red under my eyes.
No, your skin looks great.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah. It's a tired day.
I'm just like, yeah. Enough putting ourselves down.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We just had to get that out there. Yeah. So if we're ever just looking bummy as fuck,
don't say anything.
Don't say it. Because we know.
Nobody ever does, honestly. We're I don't know even know who we're preaching to right now. You guys are always so nice in the comments.
Everyone always says like, "Oh, you look the same with and without makeup." No, I the fuck don't.
I think
two different people
do.
I
think the only thing that changes on your face when you put on makeup to me, and obviously I see you every single fucking day, is your brows.
And that's when I feel like prettier and more done. Like,
but everything else, like you, Like you always have some type of lip on, even if you're
Yeah.
not wearing like eye makeup or anything.
Yeah.
And you're a light eye makeup girl. It's
I'm
the brows.
I'm a light eye makeup girl, and I don't wear foundation. So I contour and like do blush and stuff. So that always gives me dimension in the face.
Yeah.
And I do notice when I obviously don't wear makeup, my face does like look and feel more flat. But it is the brows. When I do my brows, it really
like fully pulls your
the
face
brows
together.
shape the face.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, is there one step in makeup on me that can make you tell if I have
Your
makeup on or not?
lashes.
Yeah.
Your because your brows, you don't do what
really
I
do
do.
much.
No,
No.
you don't do much, but your lashes really brighten up your eyes.
I will say, let's say something we love about ourselves.
Okay.
I love my eyelashes.
As you should.
I have beautiful eyelashes.
You never need fake lashes, Kristen.
You can't catch me wearing falsies. And
You have
I don't
great
even have to curl
lashes.
them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm just gonna
Lucky you.
flex that real quick.
Lucky you.
Yeah. What do you like about your face?
I have been blessed, and I praise the Lord and my mother every day. I've been blessed with really good
What
skin.
about your dad? Sorry, he's half of that.
I just think I get my good skin from my mom.
Your dad has good skin.
He does. He does have good skin.
It's really good
But
skin.
my mom, the way she's always take care of her skin,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get that from her.
Yeah.
Moisturizing, simple routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
You have glowy skin.
thank you. And I just think the the hormone side of it, I'm lucky
That's
I don't
true.
have hormonal acne. I'm
That
I'm-
shit sucks.
yeah, it's a beast.
Hurts.
And my mom did struggle with it in her later years. So I might be facing that. So we just never know. But I feel like the hormonal side of it, I do get from her.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to like feel confident enough to not wear foundation and not do a full face every day.
Absolutely. Comes in waves for me. I'm in a good skin area right now.
Yeah.
With where I'm at in my cycle. But I have this freaking horn on the side of my head. It's on my temple too.
And it hurts. Those hurt.
And it's hormonal.
Yeah.
That's like what that is. And I can't pop it. But whatever. I'm gonna wear my hair down tonight. I'm going on a date tonight, guys.
It's okay. And he would never notice.
And if he did,
If
and
he
he said something,
If any man ever gives any woman shit for acne, they could
kick rocks.
kick rocks. Oh yeah, Kristen's going on a
I'm
date.
going on a date.
You've been really excited about
I
this one.
am really excited about this date.
He seems really cool. I've read all texts and I've stalked IG, and he seems really cool.
He seems super cool and he's fucking hilarious, but like perfectly serious too. Like he's not just, when people are like only funny.
Yeah.
And like,
he's, you know what?
can
He's not
bring it back to
using,
earth.
he's not using his humor as like a coping thing or like a cop out thing in the conversations. It's not part of every conversation. He uses it to like enhance conversations, and you could tell a difference.
I'm not trying to like get too excited about it because
But like,
it's a medium though.
Yeah.
Because I don't like overhyping things in my head, especially dating, and then going on it and like if it falls flat the slightest, which is natural, it can happen.
then you just like get in your head.
And I'm like, oh, like my gauge was so wrong. Like,
yeah, I get that.
but I am just excited to be dating. I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of this excitement too. It's just like, oh, like I get to go on a first date. Like
It's fun.
it's new.
And this is the first time you've been excited about dating in general. I even witnessed it after your last relationship in 2020. You were like really scared to go on dates. Petrified.
Which is so interesting because I'm
you're
a
not
social person.
Yeah, you're not a like
Whoa, he just texted me.
his ears are ringing.
That's crazy.
Tell him.
I'm talking about you right
I'm
now.
talking about you. You want to go out?
Do you want to FaceTime?
We should kiss.
What are you saying? Oh, yeah. It wasn't like a social thing. It's just.
It was because you never had to date before.
Exactly. It
was so new to you at a time when, I mean, in your mid 20s, you usually have that experience already.
And
so you were just
didn't have that at all.
Yeah.
The people I've dated,
It's
I've
very
only
natural.
known through mutual friends and shit. So like,
Yep.
you don't really have to date when you know somebody like that. You can
Yeah.
go on dates and like hang out, but like you don't have the sitting down being like, where are you from?
Yep.
Who are you? Like I haven't had to have that with any of my lovers.
No.
Which is like cool in its own way, but we were also just talking about this before we started recording. I think it's time for me to, at least in like the romantic section of things, meet people that I know nothing about their walk of life and like really build it up from
Ground.
the ground.
Yep. I'm excited for
I'll
you.
keep you updated. Yeah, I'm excited.
Ooh, I can't wait to like be here while you're getting ready.
And my fit's super cute too. I don't know. We'll see.
Would you kiss on the first date?
That's where I start freaking out.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Do you want to talk about it?
Sure. I don't want to.
You don't want
on
to
the first date.
No.
Unless it's like a fucking moment and like I'm
Vibing.
obviously feeling it and
Yeah.
like we're like getting close. Sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, if I'm feeling it, I'm not going to hold myself back. It's not like
Good.
I have this rule.
I don't want you to do that.
It's not a rule. It's just like I don't know. It takes me a second to
feel
be like that. Like I know it's just a kiss, but like it's sexual.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh
start.
my God, it's intimate.
It's intimate. It
Yeah.
takes a second for me to like be physical with someone like that. I don't know. And that's what that's what makes me anxious. Because if they like
expect
I'm
it.
talking about like any date.
Yeah.
If they're like, if they expect it, because it is a common thing.
If they expect it, then they're whack.
Yeah.
You shouldn't expect anything on a first date
Yeah.
of that sort.
Yeah.
I only ask because I am so for you right now in this time of your life, doing things that you haven't done before and like testing waters, getting out of your comfort zone, doing things that used to scare you that shouldn't be scary
right
to you. And like I don't know, I'm so like do it kiss it. But I obviously like I wouldn't like you're not judged and I would never think
thank you.
It's not bad not kissing someone, but
right, I am okay with my standards, obviously. Like
yeah,
it's not that crazy of a standard. It's not like I'm saying like no we have to go on 24 dates before we hug. Like it's not that crazy of a standard, but yeah, it makes me anxious because even like the hug goodbye after a date, like
it's the funnest thing to me.
It's not fun. I'm like,
quick kiss on the cheek if you want to be flirty.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to say yes or no. It just depends on the person.
And just do what you're comfortable with, and that's all that matters.
Like in
all
that
matters.
But what the E part for me is like, what if like they go in and I don't want to, and I'm like, huh? And I pull back.
There are ways to go about that, like without making it awkward. I feel like if they lean in, literally just like do a subtle pull away and just be like, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Maybe next time. super cash. I actually did that, I think, on a date.
Yeah.
In LA.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe you'll want to kiss.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm starting to fidget. I'm like twisting these wires. I don't know. I am excited though.
Good. I'm excited for you.
I'm growing up.
Kristen's out in the dating world, people.
I'm in the dating pool.
Watch out.
Watch out, world. I'm going to steal all your boyfriends. Watch out.
Your foot moving right now.
I'm tapping my foot. These are the socks I worked out in.
Really? You put them back on?
Yeah. Because I'm dirty and I'm not going to re-dirty a pair of socks.
Okay, that tracks.
So yeah, we went out last night. We went to a magic show.
We met the coolest girl. Her name is Anna de Guzman. We met her at Cartopia, actually. And she's
like a cardist,
magician, fucking comedic.
Even like, yeah, she's hilarious.
Comedian.
Comedy
person.
She's funny.
She's really cool. We met her, like I said, at Cartopia, and she had her first solo show in New York. And she's actually, so she was the runner-up on America's Got Talent, which I didn't know.
Like meeting her at
Cartopia, I didn't know that.
I just thought she was like a card person.
Right.
Well, she is, but like.
And a couple of the intermissions at her show last night, she was playing clips from AGT. And
AGT.
Right.
You hit them with the acronym.
Super fan.
You are a fan.
I watched like, wait, can I do a little side quest story real quick?
Yeah, sure. What?
Do you remember me telling you this when I went to Tulum with my family and we were on the boat and they were playing only like 2008 episodes of America's Got Talent.
These old episodes.
But it was dubbed in Spanish and you guys, there's TV everywhere. It's on this little boat. And it was one of those boats that takes you to, we went to like another little island and I was so fucking car sick.
Oh yeah.
And boat sick. The boat was literally swaying back and forth and going at a glacial speed. And watching that and hearing it.
Did it help?
No.
It didn't distract you? Well, it was in Spanish. So you were like,
literally just, I wanted quiet.
Yeah.
I wanted nothing distracts in moments of motion sickness.
No, you're right.
You just want peace.
I want to be still.
I want to be still.
I want to lay down and like
quiet.
Like, breathe.
And I was just like, I literally wanted to yell at the top of my lungs, turn off the fucking TVs. Turn off the TV. No one wants to watch this.
It's probably the same season that they just like loop
on
too.
loop. They did, because so we went in one day and then came out the next day, and on the next day they were playing the same videos.
Yeah. They just had like that one DVD.
God awful. Okay, sorry.
Anyway,
back to it.
It was foreshadowing to me, Anna.
Right, to meeting Anna. Anyway, the show was really great. She's fucking kick-ass. Look her up on YouTube.
Yeah, check her out. I think she's doing some more shows too. Kind of has a little tour going on. Her show is called The Queen of Cards. Mm-hmm. Check her out. She was really cool.
There were so many points last night where we were like, actually, how the fuck did she do that?
It pisses me off every time. And we felt this after CardCon and 2 years ago. Like, it pisses me off in the way that it's a control thing. I'm like, why don't I fucking understand this?
And you know what?
Like, so I get mad at myself.
We went and got drinks with her after the show. And did you hear me like sneak in a little? Yeah. So how did you do that one? I was
Which
pissed
one?
that she wouldn't tell me. The date, the very last. The
oh
finale.
Yeah, no, that one was crazy.
And she probably would never tell me. But I was like, tell me. I know.
She taught me.
Oh, she did?
I don't want to give away any of her acts right now, and obviously I would never say it on the podcast, but
right.
She taught me one, so I'll tell you after.
Okay, which one?
I guess I could say like what trick it is. The love trick.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay,
it's
you
really
have
cool.
to tell me about it.
Yeah, I love magicians. Woo. Yeah, so we went out, got a drink. Alex left, and then I stayed out for a little bit longer. I stopped drinking though.
You did.
I just knew I didn't want to be like super hungover today or anything, but it was just fun. They were a good group of people. Everyone was so funny. We were seated at a 4-top. We sat down and we're like, oh, cool. Like they gave us extra space. Like we got 2 chairs. We had our feet up on the chairs.
We had our feet up.
And the host comes over and is like, oh, we have 2 more
adding to your table.
And this guy and this girl sit down there, and we introduce each other as Jake and Annette.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's her name. Literally, like, we had to have been friends with them in another life.
Yes. Immediately. That like
connected.
We were so comfortable. It was like,
it felt like we knew them for years.
Yes. 100%. We ended up having mutuals with them. So I guess that like kind of tracks that we, you know, hop around the same circle.
Right.
But they were so fucking funny. The guy was hilarious. He DM'd me and was like, oh my God, tonight was a hoot.
Oh my God.
So fun.
He sent me off into my Uber last night. Like he like made sure I got in. He was so sweet.
I love that. He ordered they had great food there.
Yeah, the food. It was at the MasterCard Midnight Theater in Hudson Yards. Mm-hmm. They have great a lot venue. Of shows there too. Really cool venue. So check that out if you're up in the city.
He ordered tofu, and it was like a Szechuan tofu,
so good
and fried, but he didn't like it, and he put the plate out, and he's like, "You guys try it. I don't really like it."
But he kept eyeing our cake.
Yeah, because we had ordered a cheesecake, and he was like looking at it. We were like, "Do you want to bite?" And he just kept going.
He was like, "Yes."
So he was like, "Yeah, I'll take some." You guys were taking hits of his weed pen.
Yeah. Oh my. No. When he came in, he was like, "Yeah, I'm a little high right now." I was like, "Hey, you got any more of that?" And he's like, "Yeah, for sure," and pulled it out. And then the whole rest of the night, he would still like he'd walk by me, or when we were at that. The last place when you left in that corner booth.
Yeah.
He was like, Kristen, like he would like throw it.
Knew that
me.
You wanted it.
Yes, he was
Love
so
that.
sweet. But yeah, we ended up like switching plates with them. It was fun. It was a really good night. We had another good unexpected night earlier this week.
Oh yeah, we told Patreon about it.
The days you don't plan for are the best.
Yes.
Or the nights.
100.
The nights out that you don't plan for are the best.
100%. And it's always the nights that you're like, oh, let's go out, have a good night. And they always kind of fall flat.
And bar night. Yeah. Like still fun, but like, all right, it's just any other bar
You just
night.
like hope that they're going to be like the unexpected nights, and they just never are.
You can't plan them.
They never are.
Yeah. This was on Tuesday night?
Tuesday.
Maybe Wednesday. Because I didn't have therapy though. And I have therapy on Tuesdays. I didn't have therapy that day. I wish I did.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday we had a very, very scary, weird, rough day.
Life-changing day.
I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point. Maybe not. I don't know. We are okay. We are safe. Yeah. It was more so around us, and scary day to say the least. So Alex and I just wanted to get out of the apartment, and that night we went to iPic, the movie theater, and we saw Anyone But You, the Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell rom-com.
Such a
so
good movie.
Good. Loved
Such
it.
a good movie.
Mind you, we're like in grubby ass sweats, no makeup. Like I had my hair in like a rat bun.
My
like,
hair was like 2 days greasy.
I don't even think I put on
slick.
deodorant.
Yeah.
Because we were just going to go to the movie and come home and like whatever. It was Wednesday.
It was Wine Wednesday.
It was Wine Wednesday. So it was Wednesday, yes. It was Wine Wednesday and I picked their half off bottles.
We had to get a bottle.
We had to get a bottle.
A $50 bottle, half off, $25, split between us, $13 for a whole bottle
we
of
had
wine.
like 3 glasses each.
Yes.
It was a big bottle.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we got a little buzz after that. We're like, should we go out?
Let's go out.
And part of us were like, should we go home, like change? And we're like, no, if we do that, we're going to end up wanting to stay in. And we ended up going like to
bar hopping.
Complete bar hopping, really cool bar. This bartender was giving us like mezcal shots, M&M shots. So it's mezcal and Amaro. They were delish. Didn't even fucking charge us for it. He could tell we were having a rough day.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just those nights where like you don't go into it with a plan, but they end up being the best.
The best nights.
And we were in fucking sweats and shit. Like
the amount of people, this just like popped in my head because you said that. The amount of people that actually looked at us and said, wow, you guys look like you need some shots.
I know.
We probably looked
yeah.
I mean, tracks.
Yeah. We
looked like the day we had.
Yeah. How could we not? But yeah, the community really leaned into us and helped us through it. It was good. We got out. It was good. We got out of the house.
We needed that night.
Completely. It was so good. And then yeah, last night too. I mean, last night we did get all ready and shit, but like I just thought it was gonna be like magic show go home. And we met 2-3 new friends. Like just like met so many cool people and
turned out to be
New York.
That's the thing about New York. You go out with the willingness to like meet new people. And I mean, we didn't even know that we'd be sitting with people at our table.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the fact that we sat with strangers and we were just like open to having conversations with them. And like a big tip, you guys always ask, how do you meet new people? It's a big tip is
just go sit at a random table.
Just go into it like willing to converse with strangers. I mean, even think about when you go to a restaurant and you sit, there's only bar seating. You have to sit elbow to elbow with people and, you know, ask, oh my God, what did you order? That's so good.
What drink is that? It looks so good.
Spark up a conversation.
Yeah.
It's the best way to do it.
And
like now we have plans to go get brunch with them.
Yes. I was going to say, like, we literally have a new friend in the city now. And another thing too, whenever I meet strangers so organically like that, it really tends to connect better when you don't go into the small talk of like, where are you from?
Yeah.
All that.
No one wants to talk about that.
And like, I don't need to necessarily even know that about you to have a fun night with you.
Right.
We just immediately were like, oh, you smoke? Like, can I hit that?
Yeah.
Or, oh, can I have a bite of your cake?
And we
like,
connected on our humor.
Shared food.
Yeah. When you don't go in with like the interview.
I'm going to get to know you.
Right.
The interview. Yeah.
Interview mentality. And you just let your natural personality be the like forefront. If they, you know, match your personality and if you guys would vibe, that'll be the vehicle for a potential friendship rather than, hey, you know, what do you do?
Right. It's like those questions, they'll come.
Yeah.
But I loved how organically we met them. Okie dokie. Enough
artichoke
rambling. I feel like
we just
talk too much. And there's some days where I'm like, oh yeah, this is a podcast. We're talking. We're in a flow. And there's some days where I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, we are annoying.
There are a lot of times where I'm picturing you guys just sitting there being like, okay, shut up.
Get to it. So
we need to stop being mean to ourselves.
I know. Today is a bad day. Anyway, we're scrolling on our phones, not because we're impolite, but we're looking at all the fucking entries we got for this month's General Advice episode. If you don't know, the last Monday of every month,
we have a general advice column.
Established. We've established that the last Monday of every month, that episode will be a general advice column where you guys email to oddvicepodcast@gmail.com. Honestly, go off the subject lines because they're pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And,
so if
hop around topics.
If you really need advice, give us a really good subject line.
There's some good ones.
I have one that I'm like,
if you already have one, let's just start. You go.
Okay. First one, confessing the biggest lie of my life.
Oh.
Help. Hi, Kristen and Alex. You can say my name if reading this on the pod. I'm a big fan of the pod, so I first want to say thank you for being authentically yourselves and give me 2 role models to look up to. Oh, this is Allie. I'm 19 years old, living on my own in my first apartment with my best friend, working full time. About 8 months ago, a lie started snowballing, and I didn't know if I had taken it too far. My mom and stepdad have made it clear that they expect me to be going to school to get my associates at a local community college. And I did for about a year before telling them that this is not the right path for me right now. I'm eager to travel and volunteer and maybe even intern. I want to go back to school, but I needed a break from it. My mom specifically said she wouldn't let me do that. She would not fund any travels or help me pay for my apartment if I didn't finish out my associates. My parents are supportive of a gap year only after I finish my associate's degree, which I've already started booking trips for and planning. For reference, my gap year will be taking place later this year because I'm almost finished my quote schooling. I know that she was just trying to look out for my best interest, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to finish at least within the time frame she expects. So I tried going back to school my second year and I failed out of my classes and started lying to my parents about continuing school.
Oh shit.
My name is the only one on any of the contact lists, payments, etc. So there's really no way that they would find out. I've been charging them for some of my quote tuition because I'm the only one that also handles coordinating payments, which I've genuinely needed to buy, groceries, pay bills, etc. I've shared this with my therapist, to which she said that it's understandable how I've gone about this to try to make my own life really what I want it to be. Breaking away from my mom hasn't been easy because she can be controlling at times, especially involving school. On one hand, I really do feel like the only way to make my goals and dreams of traveling work is to lie about this. But on the other hand, I don't want to be a liar, especially to the people I love. I'm conflicted. Looking back, I would have gone about things differently, but the reality is that I'm in this tricky situation that I've put myself in, and I'm trying to figure out how to best move forward. Am I a terrible person for taking my parents' money and lying to them about school? I'd like to tell them the truth in a few years and give them a check for the money they gave me for, quote, school. Any advice or commentary is appreciated. Give it to me straight. Thank you both so much. Okay.
Holy fuck.
You said give it to you straight. I don't think you're a terrible person. I just think you let a lie get way out of hand. If you are trying to be an advocate for having an independent life from your mom, I don't think you should be taking their money.
Yeah.
It's one thing to not be going to school because it is not where you see your life path going right now.
Valid.
But then you need to cut off all of it and be full and like prove your independence, whether that be get a job that pays for all of these things. You know, you can't, I don't think you should be taking their money while trying to prove independence, because that's doing the opposite. You're taking their money and you're lying to them.
Yeah, like
now even more so, they're not going to think that you're going to be able to handle any adult responsibilities.
Once this lie comes out, they're going to be like, what? Like it's going to prove exactly what they were concerned about.
Yeah.
You know, I do have compassion towards your situation. Whenever I hear about like that level of strict parents that like hold their children to this standard, and if it's not what they end up wanting, they're like, you're a failure. Like,
I get that.
I'm really sorry you're in that situation. Anybody else listening that has parents like that, or if there's parents listening that are like that to their kids, like, you really got to let your kids be their own fucking individual. But
if they don't, and that's the thing, you know, school's not for everyone.
Which is so understandable.
It's so valid that you don't see yourself going to school.
Yeah. I just think as far as the lie, like, we don't know your mom, but you were saying like it'd be really fucking hard for her to understand. That's where I would personally, I would gamble my relationship with my mother if she was really that against my wishes. I'd say, okay, then we don't talk during these years that I'm not going to go to school, or, you know, whatever that those terms end up being. But I don't think it's just not worth the lie, and the financials in it make it so much stickier and manipulative, honestly. And I feel icky saying that word because I don't want to call you manipulative, but this act feels icky. I do hope, you know, best case scenario, you do get to pay them back one day. I think that'd be the best way to go about confessing this eventually. I think that'd be like a boss move, to be honest, to be like, hey, straight up, this happened, but here's a check for, you know, $50,000 because of those years in my 20s.
Oh. But
then
then think
that's also
about
a lot
what
for you to be living
think
with.
about
Yeah.
it's I don't know.
Ugh.
Try and take this opportunity to prove them wrong, if you will.
With this type of lie, the longer you wait, the worse it is.
Yeah.
So I would consider maybe getting another job or reworking your work situation so that you can be sustainable
On your
own financially. Break the news and then maybe get on like a payment plan to pay them back.
Right.
Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll fucking understand and not make you pay them back. Or I don't know. Or they'll be mad, but still, as your parents, they'll be like, "But you don't need to fucking pay us back." But like, why the fuck did you do that?
Right.
I don't know. We don't know your parents, so it's hard to help you through the reaction process. But to clear your conscience, dude, like this lie is so big to be carrying on, and it's just you don't need to have that on your shoulders either.
Take this time to figure out what it is you want to do too. Like even if it is getting a couple jobs to be able to pay them back, or focusing on what career path you want, trying out like different things that you might want to do. And then maybe once you are able to sit down with your parents and be like, I found this really great job. I don't need school for it. I love what I do. Yeah. Now I'm making enough money. Then you're going to maybe prove to them that you are able to do this without school. And then they'll drop that act, but then maybe you'll have enough money to pay them back. Like try and switch this up. You know, I don't think you could stay in this for much longer. No. I mean, you only go to school for really 4 years unless you're trying to pull the whole doctor thing. And then you have to fucking fake being a doctor. Like, God, that's crazy. This can get really bad really quickly. Yeah, I would do it before the estimated graduate time, because they're going to want to go to the ceremony. But if there's no ceremony, I think you should do it before this gap year that you're thinking about.
Agreed.
Because if you are, God forbid, you're on this trip and you take this whole trip on their dime and they find out that you weren't even going to school,
I'd be hot.
Oh.
I'd kick my kids' ass.
I would cut them off so fucking quick. So you're stuck. Your little Europe trip, stay out there.
Go swim home.
Good luck coming home. You're not using my credit card no more.
Yeah, I would do it before the travel. Yeah. That would
be too far.
This is crazy.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh,
guys.
You said to give it to you straight. Hey, and I'm glad you wrote in. Keep us updated. Yeah. And we will help you. We'll help you through this emotionally. Like, talk to us about it. But I hope this conversation maybe pivots your
intention,
your plan here.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. This subject line: the secret child, deciding whether to reveal my existence at dad's funeral.
Oh my God. Oh
wow. Okay, here we go. Hi.
Hey.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Let's jump right into it. My dad, we'll call him Fred, had an affair with my mom while married to Annie, who took care of his 2 very young children at home. Fred revealed the affair to Annie and the baby that came with it immediately, but waited until I was 6 to tell my siblings and the extended family, wife's order. Annie didn't let Fred tell his mom, my grandmother, that I existed until she was on her deathbed and couldn't do anything about it. She literally died the same day. I was 5 and never got a single picture with her. Throughout my childhood, Fred, an army man, and his family lived abroad, visiting once a year without Annie's knowledge. They all moved back to my city when I was 9. I tried going to their place 1 weekend a month from 9 to 14, but ultimately decided to stop because I always came back miserable for a multitude of reasons, but mostly because of Annie. So from 14 to 21, I saw them once or twice a year. I moved to a different country 3 years ago, and I keep in touch with my siblings. They never did anything wrong. They're great, but barely with Fred. He tries to maintain the relationship, but I don't want to have anything to do with him. Now, at 23, I find myself grappling with thoughts about Fred's eventual death. Not because I look forward to it, but because I don't know if I should speak at his funeral or not. I'm torn because if I don't, I'm scared the rest of his extended family, he's one of 14 brothers and sisters with an absurd amount of nieces and nephews, will judge me. I wouldn't have much to say, so I would be more comfortable staying in the audience. In this scenario, I would also not wear the sticker/pin that indicates I'm a close family member. On the other hand, however, Annie's family and friends don't know I exist, lol. When we had to take pictures with the army, I always had to sit some out for those photos to be given to her entourage. So if I do speak, it would certainly fuck up her whole little universe. I know the intentions are kind of twisted, but it would be so healing to finally be let out of my place of shame and guilt she put me in since day one. So what should I do? Should I abstain from speaking and kind of let Annie win? Because in the end, I never built enough of a relationship with Fred to say anything, meaning that all of Annie's tactics worked. Or should I speak to say what I don't know and kind of ruin a woman's life's work of hiding the unholy child? Thank you in advance. I watch your podcast the same way people rewatch Friends or The Office. You're that good. And from one garlic girl to another, please add one more clove to your next recipe for me, Kristen. Thank you. Please keep it on, as the bastard child shall not be revealed just yet. Oh, wow. This feels like a soap opera. I would speak.
You would?
Yeah.
I think do whatever your heart desires in the moment of grieving your father. Like this is about, grief is about, well, death isn't about you, but your grief and how you handle it is about you.
Yeah.
And if you want to speak, you fucking get up there and speak. Don't care about Annie's family and friends who don't know about you. It's not about them.
Yeah.
This is you grieving your father.
Yeah.
If you don't want to speak and you don't feel the urge to say anything that would help with your grieving process, then don't. But I don't think you should worry about other people in such an important time that could impact how you grieve your father.
Yeah. Like you only have one shot to do it too.
Yeah. You don't want to regret anything.
Have you talked to your siblings about this?
Yeah.
I feel like they'll definitely give some better insight knowing these people personally, as we do not.
Right.
But yeah, I would, but maybe if you, like, because it would be kind of fucking insane for her to find out when you're standing up on the, the altar or whatever.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can make this known before so that you can
why does Annie feel the need to hide you in the first? I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but you were a part of it. You were his kin.
Yeah.
You are a part of his bloodline.
I mean, she's sour about it.
Yeah. She's shameful about it, but I don't know. I don't think
that's why that feels selfish though. She's only shameful because of how it'll reflect her.
Yeah. Which don't let
you can't live by that.
No, that's not your problem.
That's why I would make a speech. Yeah. And as far as you were saying, I don't know what I'm going to say. I think you can also just speak from your heart in that sense too. And
yeah,
it doesn't have to be this long written out thing. You could just stand up and say your favorite memory and say that you're proud to be his daughter and hope he rests in peace and leave. It doesn't have to be this big thing, but I think it would feel good for you.
Yeah.
To do it.
Don't let other people's reactions or whatever determine how you grieve your father.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that helps.
And I think if you do decide to, like Kristen was saying, maybe sit Annie down and be like, look, I lost my father. I would like to say something at his funeral. Mm-hmm. You do whatever you need to do to prepare people for this information.
I think that's the most graceful way you can go about this is at least, I know she doesn't fucking deserve it because she's trying to hide a real ass human in the first place, and you are worth so much more than that. But to remain graceful, I would warn her at least.
Yeah.
I think you'd feel better about that too.
Okay, here's the next one. It's titled, I Fear I'm a Jealous Bitch.
That's okay.
Hi, Kristen and Alex. First, hi, love the pod and seeing both of you flourish. Okay, so background is that I'm 25 and never been in so much as a situationship or talking phase, and I know all of this stems from my own insecurities with that. I'm trying to shift my mindset on this and blah, 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 put myself out there, literally make zero effort. And I read something recently about shifting my comfort zone around the life we want, so it's a goal for the year. All that being said, still, when one of my friends recently got a boyfriend or other friends are having all these fun, cute experiences dating or even just wild for the plot stories, my internal initial thoughts are that jealousy / envy. I'm like, damn, why is everyone so much better at this than me, or so confident and can just talk to any guy they want? I'm jealous. The feelings just make me feel icky inside, like a shitty friend, but because I obviously want them to thrive and love and have fun, but I feel like I have to work myself up to be like, oh my God, tell me everything and ask a bunch of questions. I think I hide it well in the moment, but I'm terrified of coming off as like not interested in their lives. I am. It's just my own mind immediately being like, wow, I've never known that excitement. And then having to be like, okay, snap out of it. You're happy for your friend. I just feel like an awful person when it happens. Any advice to curbing / sorting through jealousy and friendship? XOXO.
To already be like, oh, I feel like an awful friend tells me you're not. If you're aware of that,
good point.
You're probably not. Jealousy is incredibly natural.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. Like when I was going through my breakup, it was right as Alex and her boyfriend got together. And I was like, and I fully admitted to Alex, I'm like, I don't want to be around that shit. Like, I'm fucking jealous right now. And I'm like, I want that. I just had that and it slipped through my fingers. And now like I was all angry alone. And, you know, that's a little more situational compared to what you're saying, but it is all still rooted in self-esteem. And that's an uncomfortable thing to admit for anyone. It never feels good to say that you might have low self-esteem in a certain area of your life. But that's also really fucking human. And I think the second you admit it, the shame kind of dissipates a little bit. Yeah. So I think that's what this is. It's a case of some low self-esteem. Again, so fucking normal. I think wishing well for people around you is a good way to really exercise high self-esteem. And what I mean by that is people around you are a reflection of you. So if you ever are like, oh, I'm a shitty person, do you think the people around you are shitty? Because if you don't, you're probably not shitty.
You're in their lives for a reason, and they're in your lives for a reason.
We've said that on the podcast before too. Like, and I do that a lot with the girls I have around me too. Like whenever I start feeling shitty, I'm like, no, I'm actually really fucking dope because my friends are dope, and my friends wouldn't be friends with me if I wasn't dope because they're dope. And we all might be in our own delusional bubble, and none of us are cool at all. But like,
at least we think we're dope.
We think we're cool.
Yep.
And like that's
all that matters.
That's what cool is a easy way to say it. But like that's beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Like as long as you are happy with the people around you, like there's no like standard you need to go live up to. As long as it's your standard, if that makes sense. That was a little bit of a sidebar, but yeah, the jealousy. You're not an awful person. I do think
it's so natural
in those moments. Like still wish people well, and you know, if you have to force a little bit to ask the questions, like on the other end of it, like I know that feels good for them to be asked those questions when they're going through something fun and new and exciting. So I would definitely keep that up. But yeah, you're not an awful person.
No. And Kristen nailed it on the head. Literally took the words out of my mouth. But
boop.
Boop. Stolen.
Mine. I'm not funny today.
No, that was funny.
Okay.
I think this might be a case of fake it till you make it too. Like self-esteem is one of those things where if you are sitting here thinking, why am I not, going on these dates, or why don't I deserve that? I'm a full believer that speaking those words is you speaking it into existence. And I think you just need to get yourself out there. You admitted that you're not making any effort.
Right.
If this is something that you truly want for yourself and you want to be that friend who's like having the fun nights out and having all these stories and going on dates and things and having situationships, do it. But get yourself out there. I know it's so much easier said than done. If you want to get yourself out of this rut, and if you don't want to be the friend that's always jealous, switch up your energy.
Mm-hmm. I relate to that part, like the dating part specifically. I've said that for years. Like you, Brie, and Leanna are so comfortable dating, having hookups if you want. Like you guys are so cool with that. And like I've heard stories all of our young adult years of like all these fun dates and like some that went south, but they were still a funny story and all that. So I relate to you sitting back and being the one that's like, fuck, I want that, but not being able to do it. But that's why I'm starting to date.
Yeah.
Because you just have to force yourself. Like,
and you deserve it.
Yeah. We are all deserving of it, but it does take putting yourself out there, and like, I'm in it with you is what I'm trying to say. Like like we said earlier, I'm literally going on a date tonight, and like, that's big for me. So It's going to be uncomfortable the first few times, but like,
get yourself
what's
out
the
there.
alternative? Just not doing it at all and staying in your lane right now that you're clearly not happy in? Like, that's not going to do anything for your self-esteem either.
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked your little resolution in the beginning of this entry too, where you were like,
yes,
like living for like the version of yourself that you want.
Exactly. That's a different way of putting fake it till you make it.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. I want you to be nice to yourself too. You do
you
deserve
have a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, you know that you have the mindset right now, but
Right.
it's the action part. And I totally relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at our fucking podcast. There's so much shit we preach to y'all, and like, it's still sometimes hard to apply to our own lives
because we're working on it on the back end as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't compare to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like just because they're having these, they're like ahead of you or
No.
anything. It's just, you can have that too. You're equally as deserving and capable of all those types of connections too, but the action steps and you got to get out there. Okay. Next one, the subject line is abusive relationship breakup, gut-wrenching heartbreak. Oof, this is going to be a heavy one. Hi guys, I need your older sisterly advice. First off, of course, I love you both so much and you've helped me through more than you even know, which is why I feel this would be something you'd be able to help me out with. About 2 weeks ago, my boyfriend and I broke up. We were only together 10 months, but we were already planning a future together. I'm in the military and he recently got out of the military. He was planning to move with me at the end of this year to Mississippi. Our whole relationship, he was struggling with his mental health and wasn't able to get into counseling because when you get out of the military, they don't make it easy to function as a normal human. I fucking hate that. It's devastating. I always understood this and would give him the benefit of the doubt when his anxiety would be really bad or when his anger would show through at times it shouldn't have. The last few months we were together, things got pretty rough. He basically did everything but put his hands on me. I excused the yelling and the aggressive behaviors because I understood it wasn't him and he wasn't getting the help he needed. Little things would turn into blow up arguments, and after a while, I didn't feel like I could be myself. But I was committed to him and to our relationship, and I wanted to work with him through the bad and the ugly, and I wanted to be his rock. The last day I saw him when things all came to a head, the day before, things were great. We had gone to see some friends and had a really good time together. He even showed me a podcast that explained how he'd been feeling lately, and I really took it to heart and was doing my best to apply to our relationship. Anyway, something I did jokingly set him off, and it ended with him going completely off on me. To sum things up, I communicated that I wanted to leave his house for a bit because I didn't feel safe in the moment. He took that and ran with it. He yelled that he wanted his keys back and that we would be done. I kept walking because he wasn't in his right mind. To sum things up without all the harsh details, he ended up dropping all of my things off at my apartment and expressing that we were done. He allowed me to come say goodbye to his dog, the dog that I picked out in the shelter, and that was it. Afterwards, I hear nothing from him. Not even a message apologizing for how things went down or even a kind word about the good parts of what we had and the time we spent together. It shattered me. We live in the same town and a lot of his friends became mine. It hurts more because he started therapy again the day after things ended. I guess the advice I'm asking for is how to get over the abrupt end into immediate no contact and how to move forward when everything in my town reminds me of him and every white car puts a pit in my tummy because I think it's him. I feel shattered and confused, and he left me with no explanation of where he stands. Even if this doesn't make it, it felt nice to write out how I'm feeling. Thanks for all the advice throughout the years. Y'all are the best. Oh my gosh, this breaks my freaking heart.
I just want to give you a hug.
Yeah. And like, let's start there with some compassion. It's going to be hard, and the no contact and you got the double whammy right there. And I relate to it. The abrupt breakup that you did not fucking expect, and then having to jump right into no contact. It's really hard, and it's going to be hard for like a few months. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's like when you're trying to curb like a habit, something I would do every time during my no contact with my recent ex. The second I had the urge, I would tell Alex like, oh, I'm thinking about him right now. And Alex would just sit with me and be like, yeah, of course you are, because you were in a relationship and you're going through a heartbreak. You don't have to act on those feelings. I think that's where no contact, it feels so hard for humans, is because like, but I'm thinking about them. I need to reach out.
And you're so used to calling the person that was always there for you, but now they're not that person anymore. So you have to almost like retrain your brain. But the no contact is the best way to retrain on like, you're like fast tracking the process. I swear by
hard, but I swear by it.
No contact. It really is the way to go. And it keeps you safe, especially with his track record, unfortunately. Like the most important thing right now is that you keep yourself safe, and no contact is the best way possible to do that. Like Kristen said, it's going to be the hardest thing you probably ever have to do.
And no contact with an ex who you know is not good for you. I'm going to try and make this make sense. Help me out if you know what I'm saying, Alex. The way I look at it, and the way I looked at it when I was going through it, I kind of detached, and I was like, I look at my brain as this, you know, we're all creatures of habit. And I looked at my brain as like, okay, I need to retrain my brain right now. And if I allow myself to contact this person who was very toxic for me, that means I'm telling my brain that it's okay to get this treatment, which sounds obvious. But the reason that held me so accountable is, at what point, like if you want better for yourself, you have to train your brain to not accept those things.
That's totally making sense.
I know it makes sense, but it's sounding way more simple when I put it in words. But it really is this like, try and detach and like look at, this sounds a little clinical, and I don't know if it's necessarily the best advice, but I'm just going to fucking share it. Like, look at yourself as like a patient, like a therapist's patient. That's at least what I did myself, because I am a patient of a therapist. And I looked at myself as like my like healing path my regimen, call it like a vitamin regimen, my healing regimen that I need to get on so that I don't ever crave those type of people in the future.
Right.
Set yourself up in this really uncomfortable, no contact, breakup, healing, detoxing from all that toxicity. Look at this as you are rewiring your standards so that you don't have to go through this again.
Right.
Go through it once so you don't have to go through it again.
And like through this detachment style, it's easy to see how easy it is for our brains to fall back into these habits.
Oh my God.
That's why it's so hard for people to get out of these situations, and they stay in these for their whole life because it's habitual for our brain. That's why it's so hard to break that habit. But
that's why I detached.
Yep.
I'm
and
like,
sometimes
look at it as a habit.
Yeah. And sometimes it makes it easier for us to wrap our head around kind of like a bullet list, step-by-step process to break these habits.
Yeah. A big regret I have with the way I deal with my emotions is I tend to like over intellectualize things. That could be like good in the moment for me to wrap my head around what I need to do. But then once you're executing, if you over intellectualize, then you tend to not feel. So I also don't want to put you into that headspace either, but that could also just be me projecting. It might just be a me thing. I don't know you well enough to know like
but it's a good
where
point.
You're at with that. Yeah. But like, so take what I'm saying and maybe translate it to the way you are comfortable with your emotions. But like, bottom line, really just think about future you right now. And regardless of what you want in your next person, like you don't even need to be thinking about your future loves. Just think about how honestly, at least I hope, how obvious it is that you never want this treatment again, right? Then do what it takes, even though it's icky, to make sure your brain doesn't crave it. It's like I kind of looking at it like an addiction, honestly. Like,
yeah, and it is. Your brain's stuck in this cycle.
Exactly. And that goes so much deeper. I mean, we all, most of us have a story of an ex that, you know, in hindsight, we end up learning actually triggered the fuck out of us because they were a replica of something and that our parents were to us. Like, that's a very vague way of saying it, but that applies to almost everyone. Like, a lot of humans tend to date people that
resemble
like
their
parents.
Yep.
And if your parents weren't good to you, then you end up dating shitty people because you're replicating your shitty parents. With that in mind, like, set yourself up to not even look at those people as enticing. I hope this made sense. I'm like zooming out right now. I'm like kind of dissociating a little bit because I feel like
take a break.
No, I'm fine. I just like, I'm so passionate about this topic.
But it totally made sense. And I think this is going to help a lot of people.
It's just so like, I'm crying out of like release right now.
Yeah.
But like, it's just so important that you look at it this way. Like,
you get yourself out of these cycles because you deserve it.
Because it's the cycles. Our cycles all look different.
But they all go so much deeper than we think.
Exactly.
So like
and you think you're fine. Oh yeah, I'm over him. I could talk to him.
Right.
No. Like, go no contact.
The people who are like, oh, I date the bad boy.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have to date the bad boy.
You don't have to. You're attracted to that because you think you deserve this like whirlwind of negativity that unfortunately you probably grew up in. Like, it goes so much deeper than that. And I think the hope and the work that comes with knowing you deserve to be out of that cycle, that's like when I start to think about how society can actually like
elevate,
level up.
Yes, I know.
I want to give you a hug, but I'm sorry you're going through this, but I think it's just going to do wonders for you.
Yes.
And you're going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay.
That's another thing too. Like, it's the hardest thing. And like, we in no way, shape or form mean to belittle the very hard thing that is no contact. But the other day was the 4-year anniversary of my breakup with Scott. And I'll forever remember it because did I ever tell this part? While we were breaking up, we looked at our phones and that was the day fucking Kobe died. It was like the moment we literally like stopped breaking up for a second because we were on Twitter like, whoa, what the fuck is happening? So I was reminded of that, and I was like talking to Alex like, damn, 4 years ago, and like, you thought I'm literally fine.
Yep.
Like, I thought I was never gonna make it through that, and it was a really fucking hard breakup and really hard detachment, and the no contact was fucking the worst thing, but the best thing. Like,
in the moment,
it was the end of my world.
You think it's the end of the world. You think it's rock bottom, but then you look back, like in Kristen's case the other day, 4 years later, and you're like, oh.
I'm literally fine.
And like, thank God I went through that.
Yes. I learned so much from it. Like, I elevated my standards. Like, I am a different human, as a lot of you know who have watched and grown up with me on the internet too. Like, you will look back on this, and you deserve to look back on this as like, oh, fuck yeah, I got through that. And I grew through that, and I healed through that, and I took what I needed from it, and I left what I never want again. Oh, brother, I could talk about that shit forever.
Breakup episode part 3.
I could talk about, I think like breakups are the one topic, like,
you should host a seminar.
Head talk.
Yeah.
With like a little headpiece.
I think you would do great.
With a blazer.
Yeah.
And
blazer, nothing underneath.
No pants. No shoes. Like a baby.
Socks only.
Socks. That's kind of cool.
And slippers.
Or like a pajama seminar, so everybody's chill.
Fun, but talk about breakups and like everyone's crying. We should host an event.
I would love to do a live show. Alex is.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to, but like, I would love to, but I would have so much stage fright and I wouldn't say anything.
I want to have.
You would be talking. You would be talking the whole time and be like, "Yeah, what she said."
I think it'd be like that for the first like 10 minutes, but then once you realize and you look out in the crowd that these are all the people, the billions of people,
this sold out Madison Square Garden
stadium tour. But like, you'll realize like, oh wait, these people know so much about me. Like, you can kind of.
I could chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys just live show.
Everyone's just gonna be like tomatoes.
Just if we have a live show, please throw tomatoes at us. That's kind of funny. Don't actually.
No, don't do that.
Throw flowers.
Maybe one day. No, isn't that a sign of? Oh no, that's like end of the show.
Yeah, like people throw roses up on the stage.
Ooh, do that.
I would like that.
Guys,
we gotta plan a live show first.
Why aren't you doing that?
Yeah, I would love if people throw roses up on the stage. It reminds me of the episode of SpongeBob.
What if we just like found a venue out here in New York? What if we did the MasterCard thing?
Yeah, we can ask Anna like how she got into that.
If we did a show in New York, would you guys come do it?
And like that's a real question because we would need to consider head count and like.
Yeah. Can we film?
I don't think we can film.
I don't want to. This is the wrong day to talk about this.
I know we're both clearly like low self-esteem today.
Yep.
I don't know. We can have it in like
a smaller city. No, less people then. I think New York, more chance people show up.
Yeah, because we like surrounding East Coast states, people can come.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, people from the West Coast can even make a trek out here. Please do.
And you know what? Like we have
How
a
many
good
people
amount
you
of
think
we
we
have
can
a good
get?
amount of friends out here now too. So like,
It's just a friend crowd.
but like good practice for me too.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you guys let us know if you'd want a New York show.
We can sell out Madison Square Garden. Perfect.
I think we could do it.
Try not
What
to
is
negatives.
the seat?
Yeah, let's look at the capacity. The Taylor Swift is selling out MSG.
Madison Square Garden.
I know, but what's the word?
Capacity?
I almost said occupation.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
300,000.
Oh all right, Alex.
A lot. I've talked about this.
you
I have no sense of quantity, amount of people. If you asked me to like how many marbles are in this jar, I couldn't tell you.
That's so interesting because I feel like you're smart.
My brain, and my brain you would think would work
I would
in that
think
way.
exactly.
But no, I can't measure distance. I can't tell you how many feet this is. What is it?
19,500.
Okay. Oh, why do I feel like we could do that?
Maybe if we like let people trickle in for like a few months.
Right. You guys have as much time in the world to get here.
If we paid for everyone's flight, I think we could fill it up.
Yeah.
Imagine how much it is to rent that out though.
You think you gotta pay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, back to your crazy assumption that it's 300,000. If this helps you gauge going forward, because once I learned this fact, it really did help me start gauging like capacity.
Yeah. Tell me.
Coachella is 100,000 people.
Okay.
90 to 100,000 roughly.
Okay.
So think about 3 Coachellas. Just throwing that out there.
Link.
What?
Okay, she was just.
Sometimes she looks like she's dead when she's sleeping. You're alive, yeah? Oh, she winked.
Yeah. Okay, next one. This one's titled "One of Your Male Listeners."
Oh, I love when our male listeners are
all
in.
caps. I'm excited.
Quit yelling.
I know. Sorry. Yo, Kristen and Alex.
Yo.
Such a male
Yeah,
listener.
so
intro.
male of you.
How are you guys doing? I'm good too. Thanks.
Good. Oh, I was just gonna say good. How are you?
How are you? Okay.
I'm good. Thanks.
Thanks. Okay, here's my problem. I figured you would give good ass advice because you two have been great roommates for a while. I own a home and live with my best friend of 15 years. He has a girlfriend, and ever since he's been with her, we haven't been super close. That's okay with me. I know he's doing his thing and hanging with her girl. Wait, his girl, probably. But my problem is she's always here. It's like she lives here. There hasn't been any discussion about her being here or sleeping here or showering here. It kind of grinds my gears, you know? There's times she's even here when my roommate isn't. She doesn't get in my way or anything, but it's just weird. We're not close at all, so I just feel weird about it. Plus, when I know he's not home, like I'm in my own element and vibing, or maybe walking out naked to grab some shit, I don't know, like it's my own LMAO. And then she shows up or something and I can't feel at home. I'm really bad at communicating with my homeboys, so I don't know how to bring it up or how to even articulate what the issue is. I appreciate any advice you can give me. P.S. Your podcast is dope and definitely gives me an insight with the ladies. LMAO. Peace. The red flag here to me is the fact that she shows up without him being there.
Yeah. Does she just not have a place to live right now?
Yeah.
Like if that's the case, then
something needs to be discussed.
Yeah, you need to say.
And
like,
is she there like every night?
Yeah.
Can you speak on this with like my boyfriend's over here a lot?
Like he's over here on like weekends.
Yeah.
Like you allow the house to be like a productive work area, especially since we both work from home during the week. So it's like it's our home. But if it ever got to the point like that's also our relationship, I would just be like
too much.
Let me actually think how I'd word it. Like can I be honest with you about something? And you'd be like, yeah, what's up? Should we role play?
I would say that. I would say,
like, yeah, what's up? I'd be like, I feel icky bringing this up, but I feel like your boyfriend.
I know.
He needs a name. We were saying
His
Spike for a
is-
little bit, but it just doesn't
He's
feel.
not Spike.
Not Spike. Whatever.
I
That one guy, he's been here a lot. And I know this is just as this is actually, write this down. I know this is just as much your home as it is mine. I feel like that's a good thing to say to like keep it
You're not
a level
attacking.
playing field.
Yeah.
It is an equal, like you do share the space. It is a shared space. I'm trying to like, how would I end that? Like
I'm starting to get to the point where I'm feeling a little uncomfortable in my own space.
Home. Yeah.
And I just feel like maybe we should have a discussion about it. And
yeah.
like,
You don't even have to go into it with like this is how it needs to be now.
Right. I wouldn't even, don't do that.
God, no. That's attacking.
Yeah.
But just starting the conversation.
And expressing your concerns. And I think.
And then that could be met in the middle.
Right. And like you even said, you have a hard time expressing these things with your homeboys. You never know how they're going to react. Like they might even be like, oh, word, dude. I'll just tell her not to come over anymore. Bad.
And probably, I feel like guys are so like that.
Yeah.
They're so like, oh, shit, yeah.
Girls would be like a 4-hour conversation.
Like, so you hate him.
So you don't want me to have a boyfriend?
So you never want me to find love.
Literally. Yeah. I just sit down and have a conversation with him.
Yeah. Equal playing field. I know this is both our space, but this is how I've been feeling.
And you're totally valid.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You're so valid. And I think it should have been a discussion beforehand with her coming over when he's not there.
Yeah.
That goes beyond.
That would make me feel weird. Like if he was over here while like
walked in.
Yeah. And like you're out like at an appointment or something and like
yeah.
Or like I mean you work from home too. So again, our situation is just like a little different. But yeah, if you were out for the day, I'd be like,
why are you here?
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like wait till she comes and then hang out with her. Like there's no reason if you don't live here that you need to be hanging out in this house
right now without her.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You know what I meant by that. Yeah. That sounded like.
Unless he's watching Link.
I mean, of course, because she's a baby and she rules the world. God, she does look kind of dead.
Doesn't she?
God, she's so cute, guys. Just a heads up. Link is really cute if you didn't know.
Yeah. Just start a conversation.
Okay, next one. The subject line is tumultuous. Tumultuous.
That's
a hard word.
I know.
Relationship turned good, turned bad.
Definition
what does it even mean?
Definition of tumultuous.
Is that just like crazy?
Up and down.
Okay.
Left and right.
That's tumultuous.
They say roller coasters are tumultuous.
Tumultuous. That's really hard for me to say. I hope you don't say it anymore in this century.
That's all it is.
Okay. You said, love you girls. Now let's cut straight to the point.
Love that. Let's get to
it. So my neighbor and I started sleeping together late 2020.
Ooh.
That's it. And he then moved away a few months later, but we quickly turned into a situationship. We were together without being together, talking constantly, visiting each other in different states and sleeping together, saying I love you, sending gifts, etc. He would say we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, yet would tell me that I was better than a girlfriend and that he didn't want anyone but me. He made it very known that I was the only one. Yet I was also suspicious due to suspect IG activity. After 2 years, I find out he had been flirting heavily with girls online. I just reread the same sentence again. I find out he'd been flirting heavily with girls online and also had a drunken one-night stand. He then asked if we could give ourselves one true shot by making it official, which I agreed to because he finally gave me everything I had wanted all along. I moved to his state, leaving all my loved ones behind. We began fighting a bunch, mostly when he was drunk, but he was also verbally abusive and threatened me twice that he would physically hurt me. Oh, fuck this guy.
What the fuck?
He definitely roughhoused me around, but then things changed for the better, and he has been nothing but an angel since. I know it's too late. There are so many things about him that I don't envision my partner having, yet I really love him. He also has no family, and I feel like I've become his family over the past 3.5 years. I'm moving back home because I don't want to be far from my loved ones anymore. Never created a large community for myself afar, but I don't know what that will mean for the relationship. I know what I should do in my gut, but I also don't see a world where he isn't in my life in some capacity, even if just friends. But I don't know how that'd work down the line. I think I know the answer, but I just wanted to share. It's a tough cycle, sending love to any and all who had been gaslit, confused, and have turned their mind back around a million times over. Much love to all. Anonymous. Rewind.
I was just going to say,
entry.
We could copy and paste everything that we said but to the entry before.
This just goes to show how fucking real this type of dynamic is for people. And I mean, seriously, copy and paste what we said, but you moving home, I think, will be really good. Mm-hmm. I think there's a reason something in the stars is calling you to move home. I think that distance will give you that independence where you're not just tied to being his girlfriend. You know, like you'll have your own life back, your community, which
sounds important to you.
Yeah. Community is another really good thing for self-esteem. Like, you got your people
Yes.
around you, you feel supported, and that's all humans ever fucking want since like the freaking Stone Ages.
Right.
But I know what you mean, that you can't imagine a world without him. But of course you can't, because you haven't started.
And you haven't tried.
Yeah. But there is such thing as a world without him. And I hope you get there, because this type of treatment is, like we were saying in the other entry, like you even said, you know.
Yeah.
You know what your gut's
You said
telling
it
you
twice.
right now.
You had a gut feeling and you think you know what you need to do.
And that's, and
you're right.
honor that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, you are 100% correct in that gut feeling, and honor that, and think about future you. And like I said, do things for her. Do this for future her. Yeah. It's not going to be easy right now, but, take baby steps. I know it's going to be hard because you are like still in the relationship at this moment, but I think this move will be good.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Anybody going through this, you guys, like, I know it's so fucking hard, but I just want to pull all of you out of it and do a really big group hug real quick. And like,
I'm almost
send you back.
Yeah. I even hate fucking saying this, but I'm almost glad you use that phrase. You don't see a universe without them, because I feel like a lot of people relate to that.
Yes.
And they use that, or not use, but like that is their anchor that's keeping them tied to this person. But I want to tell every single person out there who's in this situation, a world does exist without this person. And fucking
I've thought that about all my exes.
Right.
And like, I'm literally fine.
9 times out of 10, that life without them that does exist is better than what you're currently in. And
absolutely,
let that be the fucking hope that lights the fire under your ass to get out of there. Because life does exist without this person. Okay, next one. This one's called Picking Friends or Sisters as Bridesmaids.
Oh, God.
Hello. Long-time listener, first-time writer. Thanks for writing in.
Yay, welcome.
Please keep me anon. But I, female, 30 years old, have been listening to you both forever, and you guys are the reason to my happiness, and also the reason my 11-year relationship came to an end.
Holy
fucking
shit.
Claps all around.
See, guys, there's
light at the end of the tunnel.
Wow.
Should we say it again in sync? Light.
I thought you're not saying
Theirs or light?
Theirs.
Okay. There's a light at the.
There's light.
Okay.
Apostrophe S.
Okay. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
There you go. That should help. All better?
Your love episode with Liza was eye-opening, and let's just say I am beyond grateful for the life I have now and that you guys were there to help me through the process. But how about we fast forward to today? I am in a happy, amazing relationship with a man who supports me, understands me, and makes me feel valued and appreciated and accepted.
Woo!
My boyfriend asked me, okay, can I just pause and like talk about the serendipity of like the sequence of these entries, and the fact that the one I'm reading now is just proof that there is good beyond what you're currently in. Okay.
11 years too.
11
like
years.
I'm sure this writer felt the same thing. I can't understand a universe without them, but like the world doesn't stop because of one person. Like it just doesn't. There's way more crazy things people go through, and way more like people lose people in such severe ways that are beyond just a breakup.
Yeah.
And they live too. Like, you will be fine.
You will be fine.
Sorry if that's a little tough love, but hey, maybe that's what you need. Tough love never hurt nobody.
Never. Okay, sorry, I'm going to jump right back into it. My boyfriend asked me to marry him this past September in the most amazing carriage ride down none other than NYC's Central Park.
Holy shit. That's some like Chuck and Blair shit.
I'm super excited to take the next step, but lately that's been very overshadowed by the extremely stressful decision to either ask my sisters to be my bridesmaids or ask my friends, some of who I have known since middle school. I know your first thought might be for me to ask my sisters, but hear me out. My sisters, who I'm sure always mean well, are also very bitter. They constantly bring me down about just about everything. When I was able to buy my house, their first response was like, oh. Then I said, me and my fiance, we're going to NYC. It was, again? And most importantly, when I called to tell the amazing news about being engaged, all they had to say was, congrats. The most bleak and toneless congrats. It's not that they don't like him or are opposed to our relationship, but really anytime I can think back to where I accomplished something before, they were able to make it become a problem. My friends, on the other hand, were super excited and beyond happy that I had found my match, and that most of all, I'm happy and that I'm finally having a chance to be me, my real me, with no apologies and no regrets, and without being scared to not be wanted. So what should I do? I pick my friends who are incredibly supportive and amazing, or pick my sisters who I obviously love no matter what. Or plot twist, I just pick you both because let's face it, you guys are like both my sisters and besties. I would be honored. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. And yes, best believe you will be invited to my wedding, which I'm hoping to have in NYC, very Gossip Girl, and plan to have everyone go over for some amazing pizza at Scars. Love Scars. Thank you for everything. Love you so much. And I can't sign out without the very famous sent from iPhone. Love this. Oh my God.
I have chills.
What do we wear?
A dress? I don't know. What, like, can you actually like let us know when that is?
Yeah, send the invite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Oh my God.
All seriousness.
Your friends.
That's
crazy.
You don't need to.
It's your day.
Yeah, it is your day. Yours only, not even your husband's.
Nope.
It is your day. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. But don't stick to some silly wedding culture tradition to have your bloodline be standing next to you. The purpose of that line standing next to you is to show the people who support you most.
Support your love too. And if they're just like meh about even like when you got engaged, like,
then you don't deserve to be standing next to me on the most important day of my life when it comes to my love. Like, you don't owe that to them.
If you want to do like a middle ground in fear of
ruffling
like,
too many feathers.
Yeah. What if you still all got ready together, but your homies stand next to you at the altar?
Yeah.
I think that's a good middle ground.
Yeah.
Like still
and
do
you know
like,
what?
So you can still even like extend the invite for the bachelorette if you're doing one. Like keep it, open like that, but so it won't feel as like you're completely pushed out of all wedding activities.
Right. And good point. Because the bachelorette party, I would think you would like invite them even if they weren't in the bridal party. I feel like maybe just do a small bridal party with like your really close-knit friends. And then you could even give your sisters like bridesmaids tasks. Like, can one of you help me find
bitch work?
Right. But like that'll make them feel involved in the way that a bridesmaid would. Like, assign one to help you find hair and makeup for the day, or just like little things to make them feel involved.
Yeah. Or even like getting opinions on certain details of the wedding. Like that always feels good to be a part of.
Right. But as far as the people standing up there next to you, that space is reserved for people that support your love. And it just doesn't sound like your sisters support your love.
Definitely a different dynamic. Like my sister is truly one of my best friends, but I've even thought about that too. Usually your sister's your maid of honor to this point. No, like Alex will be my maid of honor. And I think Monica would also totally understand that. But I've still thought about like the awkwardness of once the day comes of being like,
like, I get it.
She could be a bridesmaid, but like you would be my maid of honor.
Oh, I'd be honored. I'm so excited.
I know. Who am I gonna marry?
Maybe it's the guy you're going on a date with tonight.
How cool would that be to like be able to look back at
this? Yeah. Just marry him.
Just marry him tonight.
Yes. Show up in a wedding dress.
Yeah. And if that scares him off, he's not the one.
Right.
Scare off everybody.
No, all seriousness.
I think that's a very common like girls with sisters concern.
Yeah.
So you're totally not alone in that. But yeah, ultimately it's your day.
It's your
about
day.
Your love and how you feel supported. Okay, next one. This subject line's kind of crazy.
Uh-oh. My knees hurt.
Yeah, my knees kind of hurt too. 2 dead parents by 22.
Oh no.
Family inheritance drama.
Oh no.
Hi girlies. First, just want to say I love the pod and you both. I've been watching Kristen on YouTube since I was in high school and now I'm 24.
That's great. You're a full adult.
Fucking crazy. Alex, the more I learn about you, the more I feel like we are the same person. I felt so seen when you talked about not wanting or not having the desire to make new friends.
Oh, yay.
I'm not alone in that. Okay, now on to the juicy stuff. I hope my clickbait title reeled you in because yes, it's true. Both my parents died by the time I turned 22. Welcome to the tragic story of my life. Okay, not the whole story because we'd be here too long, and I feel like this email is already going to be long as hell. The story I'm about to tell you is not actually about my parents' death, but a more recent event closely related, so not completely clickbait, I swear. So my stepdad is selling my childhood home and, in my opinion, fucking my brother and I over. Before we get ahead of ourselves, I think a timeline for this will help. 1998, my parents built my childhood home. 2012, my parents divorced and dad moves out. 2018, my mom remarries and her new husband moves in with us. My mom, me, and brother. 2021, my mom died from cancer. Not relevant, but you may be curious. I don't know. In 2022, my dad died, also from cancer. We are a really lucky bunch. And then she put the tongue out emoji. I love your humor around this, but seriously, this is very devastating. And we are so sorry for your loss at such a young age. We grieve the same with humor, and I love you for that. Now that you have the background information, we can get into the story. So when my mom died, the most recent will she had for us was 2013. That basically left everything to my brother and I. However, since my mom remarried in 2018, that will was null and voided, essentially leaving her without a will.
Oh.
This means that after her death, we had to deal with a lot of lawyers and paperwork to determine how her assets would be divided. One being our childhood home that my brother and I were still living in at the time with my mom and stepdad. If we wanted to all split the house, my stepdad gave us the option to either become essentially roommates and all of us split the bills, mortgage, etc., or we could sell the house and all split the profit. The other option was to sign the house over to him and he'd continue to pay the bills like my mom was doing before she died. Keep in mind, this was weeks after our mom died. I was just graduating from my undergrad and unemployed, and my brother did not have a consistent income. We were in no position to support ourselves and move out on our own, and we could not afford to pay the bills for the house. On top of that, our mom just died. We were in survival mode. I think you get where this is going. We signed the house over to him. Throughout this whole process, he assured us that he would take care of us, and when the house sells in the future, we would get inheritance as it was our parents' house. He even told me and my brother's fiance he would be giving us at least $100,000 each from the sale of the house. Little side note, our relationship with my stepdad has been rocky to say the least. I won't get into it, but he's a functioning alcoholic, so if you know, you know. I know. However, we did mend our relationship before my mom died, and I honestly did trust him when he said he'd take care of us. All right, now fast forward to present day. My brother and I have both moved out of the house. My stepdad is moving in with his new girlfriend and has decided to sell the house. The house is selling for about $700,000, and he tells us he plans to give us, drumroll please, $5,000 each from the house sale.
No.
Jesus Christ. First, I just want to say that my stepdad is well off. He makes a comfortable living and does not need to worry about money ever. He makes about triple my salary, to put into perspective. Like, he's not strapped for cash in any way. Also, for us, it's not about the money either. It's the fact that our parents built that home together. It's their blood, sweat, and tears that went into it. And now the money they put in to build the house is essentially going towards our stepdad and his new family.
Ugh.
It feels wrong and icky. Offering us $5,000 honestly feels insulting, and I'd rather him keep it. So I guess my question or advice in all of this is, how would you guys proceed? Like, from an outside perspective, does it seem like we've been fucked over? Do we just sound greedy? How do we approach this topic with our stepdad? Even if you don't read this on the pod, writing this out was truly cathartic. Felt so good to rant. Thanks so much for reading. Love y'all. Please keep it on. Even though this is so specific, anyone in my life will know it's me, LOL. Yeah, you're not being greedy. You are being fucked over. I might be rash here. Do you think they can go to small claims or something?
Say, I would fight this.
I would actually but it costs fucking money to sue someone too, which sucks.
Costs so much fucking money.
And if he's already a cash cow, he'll just get a better lawyer and fucking win.
And I feel like because the will is void, there is no actual legal standing in
You're
this.
Right. This is all morale.
Yeah, which you can't fucking argue in court, unfortunately.
But which I hate.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm so sorry. This is so.
I would get real fucking
I'd get nasty.
I would get real nasty with stepdad.
Fuck this guy. That's I
hate this.
And how could he live with that?
Right. Have you called him? Have you called him out on it?
Yeah.
The conversation where he sat down and said, I'll give you $100,000 each. versus the conversation where he said he'd give you 5,000 each. Like, I want to know how that went. I want to know, did you call him out? Did you address the fact that he had said he would take care of you guys? Like, he needs to be called out and he needs to be held accountable for what he had said in the past and his actions now. This just fucking sucks.
But if you needed that validation that you're wondering if you're greedy and shit, no, you're not. So I hope that gives you and your brother some fuel to actually like argue about this.
Yeah.
This is worth
it's worth fighting for.
Fight. Yeah. Oh God. I couldn't imagine. That's the thing about wills. They're so uncomfortable, but they're so important that you have them.
Yeah. Because everyone at any age.
And then it fucks everyone around you.
Yep.
To divvy out your shit fairly. Like,
it's so uncomfortable. I actually just went through this with my family. My mom and dad we're all in different states, but like we all had a conversation about my parents' will and what happened if, God forbid, lost both of them. It's a very uncomfortable and sticky conversation to have, but it's so necessary. Like, what they did had to have been so hard, but they did set us up so that there isn't like everything's going to be in one of the worst grief processes that anyone could ever go through. The like legality part of it and the technical part of it, if that's set up and okay, like that
takes some pressure off the whole process. Fight this.
Fight it.
Fuck this.
Fucking tooth and nail. I would get petty as hell.
You said $100,000 back in 2000 whatever. Like,
now you're making money off of that $700,000 sale. Like, where's our cut?
Like, this is all we have of our parents.
Yes, this is our family home. This is all we have left of our childhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would push.
Okay, this is going to be the last one. And it's called I Want to Fist Fight My Mom. Hey ladies and Link. This is my first time writing in, but I have watched Kristen for so long on YouTube and have watched the pod since day one. I'm 24 years old and my name is Megan. You don't have to keep me anonymous. But I have some mama drama, so be prepared. It's going to be long. To give a bit of background so y'all aren't confused, my parents were divorced when I was young. I lived with my mom for a bit. She had put me and my brother in very dangerous situations and had very dangerous men around us. She married a man that was 100% a predator and would talk about me and my bestie, us both 13, how we were so sexy and how I had such a juicy ass and how my friend had such nice boobs. Oh my God, my skin is crawling.
Rotten hell.
My dad eventually got custody of me and I had visitation with my mom, and she eventually got a divorce with the predator. I have also felt like her protection and the person she got advice from about relationships and just life since I was 10. Pretty much a parent to my parent. While I'm 24 and married, I found the love of my life and had my first daughter 6 months ago.
Congrats.
And I'm pregnant again. Wait, but you put in parentheses, oops. Don't know what baby number 2 is yet, but I'm very nervous to have 2 kids. I'm sure you're going to do great.
You're going to do great.
But when I had my daughter, I was in labor for 62 hours and had to have an emergency C-section. Holy shit.
62 hours. That's
more
almost 3 days.
Yeah. The whole time my mother was being pushy with nurses demanding that she sees me, and it's her right because I'm hers and she needs to be in there to experience it because I'm her daughter. I wanted it to just be my husband and I. There has been a lot of stuff in between, but she is just a very selfish person and does things out of convenience for her, but she thinks she is the most godly woman and selfless woman in the world and that she can do no wrong. Ever since having my daughter, a lot of things have come to surface with my trauma, assuming my brain is trying to heal. But based on the way my mother has been with me in the past and my daughter when she had come over, I do not feel comfortable with my daughter being around my mom or having her alone. I have thought about cutting off my mom for years, and I decided that she will only see my family on holidays and birthdays. So we started out with a good conversation. It seemed like she was processing and genuinely listening. I even told her that as we see her and I feel more comfortable, we can slowly spend more time together. We started talking about one of the things I had a problem with was when she was over at my house after I had my daughter, and she did not listen to me on how I wanted my daughter cared for while I was doing things around the house. She started going off about another time that happened and was screaming so loud her voice was cracking, and I let her scream for 3 minutes. Then I screamed back and said, "Can you just shut the fuck up for 1 minute? That's not even what I was talking about." She would not let me say anything. She was just screaming and absolutely insane. So I finally just hung up and I texted her and told her, "Do not contact me and do not contact my family." I blocked her on social media. I still have her phone number, but I'm really tempted to block that too. I have put up with this for so long, and it's not just me anymore. I have put up with this for so long, and it's not just me anymore. It is my daughter and my family. She just has such a toxic energy, and she has not only been rude to me, but she has been rude to my husband and even said something bad about naming our baby after my husband's dad that he lost when he was young. I know if I try to bring any of the other things up again, it will just happen all over again, and it's a constant cycle. I have done this ever since I was little, and I really just don't think it's worth it anymore. I really want y'all's opinion on the whole situation. To me, I'm protecting my daughter from a super toxic relationship that she does not need to be in with her grandma. Ask me anything else if there are any missing pieces. I love you guys so much. You guys really have helped me through a bunch of shit that I have gone through. And since I've had my daughter, I am a stay-at-home mom, and you guys have made me feel less lonely. I re-listen to all of the podcasts all day long. I hope you guys have a great day. Give Link a kiss for me.
You're definitely not alone in this. I don't have kids of my own, but my sister does. And this is something her and I have talked about, just like certain boundaries with family members. And it's sticky because I know you probably have the guilt of like, well, this is my kid's grandma, but also this is your new family. This is like the continuation of your bloodline. And there's, I'm sure, so many things that, I mean, you even said that you don't want your kids to be around, that you had to be around. And there's nothing wrong with protecting them from that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it could feel icky and wrong in some ways, but like that's where the generational trauma stops. Because if you allow your kids to be around the same type of, behavior from grandma, like
it's putting them in the same cycle.
Yeah. And then it's going to have the same effects that like you've worked so hard to break in your individuality. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think your intentions take priority here.
Yeah.
You protecting your daughter is your way of stopping that cycle. And I don't think that's wrong.
Mm-hmm. I don't at all. And hopefully it'll just be a temporary thing.
Right. Or
maybe not. Like, I don't know. Again, we don't know your mom exactly, but, you're not a bad person for this. I think you're a really good mom for this. And, I'm sorry you have to do this in the first place because of course we all want our big happy family. And, I don't know your relationship with your grandma, but I'm sure if it was good, like maybe you wish your kids could have that same close grandma. And but sometimes that's just not how family works, and that's okay too. Like
I think your kids
they'll find family in other ways.
Right. And I think your kids would be more grateful for you keeping that energy out and that behavior out of their like such formative years in their lives, mm-hmm. rather than, being the opposite and them growing up and being like, why was I surrounded by that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That could very well possibly be the case if she does stay in their lives. Mm-hmm. So I think you're great for even questioning, laying out the pros and cons, but mm-hmm. I don't think you're wrong at all for wanting to separate them.
No, not at all. It's your responsibility now as mm-hmm. a mother and
to protect your family.
Yeah. And you're killing it. And congrats on baby number 2.
And you're going to do great. I'm so excited for
oops.
you.
Oops. Hey, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
But yeah. This is your family now. Take your power back. Yep. That's how I look at a lot of coming out of like a lot of childhood shit and healing from it. I really do visualize it even as taking my power back, and not in some like power struggle way, and not to like put down anybody who's traumatized me and my family. Like, no, it's just more so like that's in the past. I have my power back, and now I'm in control of my narrative. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're in control of your narrative and your now new family's narrative. And you're a kick-ass mother for that. Breaking generational curses one day at a time.
That's what we're here for.
That's literally what this generation's for. Millennials and Gen Z are doing it. Like, mm-hmm. I love to see it. Monica and I were just talking about that.
But like, gives me hope. in our future generations.
It does. Like, it's fucking rocky out there right now. And
if we're the ones doing the work, fine, whatever. But then
we're rebuilding.
If our kids get to live without this, imagine what society could look like.
Yeah. God. And sometimes that no contact might knock some shit in your mom's head too, where she realizes, oh, wow, my behavior has consequences now.
Yeah.
I can't be a shitty person, and
I don't want to lose my grandkids, so I need to fucking shape up.
You'd be surprised what that will do to your mom's head.
Yep.
But I've seen it.
Oh, I want to give all of you guys hugs.
Big hug. Bring it in.
Group hug. When you go in for a group hug, are you a big arm around the group, or do you shimmy on the middle?
Depends.
Yeah, I'm big arms.
Who am I hugging? How many people?
7.
Where are we? A restaurant?
Like no, public? Too many chairs.
Valid question. That's why I asked.
It's after Thanksgiving dinner and everyone's saying goodbye.
Oh,
but
so it's like family.
You love everyone like wholeheartedly.
Like Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone come in for a group hug. Do you want to be like middle squeezed?
Ooh, I don't know. I think maybe outside so that I can hug everyone.
And that's why I do it. I'm outside and I want to hug everyone, and I also want to see everyone.
Yeah, I think once you're in there, it's like kind of not fun. You're like, okay.
Yeah, but then you're like feeling the love.
Of course,
there's pros and cons to both.
It depends how long we're holding the hug for.
Right.
But I'll stay out, and I'll be the glue of the hug.
We should do we're going back to the Bay in a couple weeks.
We should do a group hug.
Group hug.
Oh, that'll be fun. I love a good group hug.
Super Bowl Sunday with the cherry on top with the group hug.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for Super Bowl, you guys. I like oddly excited. It's because we're going home for it.
Who are you voting for?
The ref. I'm wearing a refs jersey. I'm on the refs team.
Right.
I'm down the middle.
Team ref.
I'm just here for some good gameplay with the boys.
Right. All right, guys. Go on a date. Break up with your boyfriend.
And fist fight your mom.
All
on the same day. Ooh, what a day.
Oh, and fight your stepdad. Because he's a dick.
Put like Nair in his shampoo.
Why did I picture that?
He's probably already bald.
When I said I would get petty, I would I find his new house and let rats or roaches go.
Or bed bugs.
Yeah. I would do some dirt. I would do some dirty ass shit.
No, that's where I'm like, this is what you get.
Yep.
This is where I think being spiteful is.
You know what? I think what goes around comes around, and I believe in karma. But in this case, I will be your karma.
I am the karma.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Fuck that. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
That's so heartless. That is so fucking heartless. I can't even.
Evil.
My morale doesn't even allow me to when you're in a parking lot and you both pull up, but the other person put their blinker on. I
think about it for days
before. I'm like, no, they have. It's theirs. I can't take that parking spot from them. How the fuck would you be able to take? Yeah, I'm getting riled up.
Okay, guys, have a good week.
Yeah.
For Patreon, another general advice episode.
Yeah, if you Patreon people wrote in to oddvicepodcast@gmail.com, we didn't get to it, feel free to resend on Patreon or
message us directly on Patreon.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. Have a good week.
I'm going to go shower and get ready for my day.
For a good date.
I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes.
If you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple Music, rate us 5 stars. And
5 stars.
Leave us a review and tell us how much we're pretty and you like us.
Yes.
And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and like and comment and tell us we're pretty. And you turn on
us.
Post notifications and all of that jazz.
Tell us we're cool and we're smart
and pretty.
And we are worthy and we are so funny. Thank you.
We need it.
Love you guys.
Love you. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.